My name's Robert Chubbuck. This is my task 3 for TNT2, Western Governors University, configuring and analysis of firewalls. In this task, I'll be discussing proxy servers and then how to configure the Netgear MR814 router for both network address translation and packet filtering. First, you need to understand what a proxy server is used for. A proxy server generally sits between a client machine and the internet. A forward proxy will take outgoing requests and forward them from a private network to the internet, usually through a firewall. A reverse proxy, in turn, handles the incoming request, generally coming from the internet and forward to the proper server based on a set of rules. This set of rules is used for packet filtering and address translation. That address translation can be both in the form of network address translation or port address translation. There are many different types of proxy servers, web proxy servers, mail proxy servers. Those are beyond the scope of this task. You also need to understand, before we configure the Netgear MR814 router, what network address translation is. At a basic level, it allows for the changing or the masquerading of an IP address between public and private networks. An example would be taking the public IP of 209.222.39.x and translating that to the private side of 10.3.248.x. So you'd have the traffic coming from this internet side at 209.222.39 coming through this router, being translated to a machine on the internal local network side at 10.3.248. There is a limitation of the MR814 in that it only has one public IP address. The router that we're using has a single external address of 192.168.1.3. In our network here, we're all running a completely private network. Therefore, that is not a internet accessible address. First, I'll be demonstrating the configuration of a web server with the internal IP address of 192.168.0.6. So we'll be taking and translating the 192.168.1.3 using HTTP, therefore it is port 80, and translating that to 192.168.0.6, port 80. The next example will be for an FTP server with the internal address of 192.168.0.4. Now this is our Netgear router. I'll show you right here after I log back into it. Here on the status, you'll see that the LAN port, which is our internal side, is the 192.168.0.1, and the external side is 192.168.1.3. So first we will configure our web server. The MR814 does have a number of default service port settings. One of those is for HTTP. So we'll go here to HTTP, and we're going to forward the traffic that hits the router to go to a machine at 192.168.0.6. So we hit add, and you'll see that we've added the service HTTP with a port of 80 going to 192.168.6. Likewise, for FTP, we can do the same thing, where we add an FTP service going to .4, and you'll see that the start point for FTP is port 20 and the end port is 21. With the MR814, you also have the option of adding custom services where you can set those custom ports accordingly. So if we needed all ports between 1024 and 1048, you would configure that just like this, and we can set that to whatever server or workstation that needs to go to. And then you hit apply, and then you'll see that we have 3 different services configured. FTP, any traffic that hits FTP at 192.168.1.3 will be redirected to the server at 192.168.0.4 for ports 20 and 21. Likewise, HTTP traffic coming in on port 80 will be redirected to 192.168.6, and any custom traffic that we have using these ports of 1024 to 1048 will go to .5. Another part of our task is to look at packet filtering. The MR814 does do that in a couple of different ways. First, we can actually block sites based on keywords or domain names. In this example, I will show you how we block YouTube. We just add YouTube here to our keyword or domain type. We'll add that keyword, which will show up down here. After that is set, we can set it per schedule or always. So always we want YouTube to be blocked to any of the machines that go through this router. We hit apply, and we're all set. Also, to block FTP traffic, we go here and we can block services. Now here again we can set it to always. We can add the service. We want to use FTP. It'll automatically select port 20 and 21. We can do that for either all IP addresses on the internal network or just a range or a single IP address. And we just click add. And then you'll see that we have in the services table, FTP service is always blocked. Another feature of the MR814 is we can block ICMP traffic. That'll make it such that no one on the internet side will be able to ping our external address of our router. And that would be by clicking under the WAN setup, respond to ping on the internet port. We can just hit apply there, and that's all set. Now, packet filtering selectively permits or denies a particular packet according to a specific policy, just like what we did with the FTP or the various ports. You can filter based on a number of different characteristics. The source IP, the source port, the destination IP, the destination port, or based just on the different protocol types. This is what we did. We first blocked the internal machine to YouTube, then we blocked all FTP traffic from going out, and last we blocked ICMP traffic. Thank you very much. This is Rob Chubbuck. Have a nice day.